Hi there, Nige from Pure Coys. Thank you for coming on my channel. I thought I had to do another video. I did one earlier, but I did it from a cafe, and I didn't realize until I'd uploaded it. It had been on for a couple of hours that actually the sound quality was absolutely awful. Even though I had one of those mic things on, you could hear me really well, but everything else was distorted. So I've taken it down, and I've decided I'll do hopefully a better one, more relaxed, more in person, and maybe less stressed out than I was a couple of hours ago. So I can't promise. I can't promise. Listen, guys, before I get started, please do me an absolute solid and please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm chasing down 500. I will get there eventually. Um, but any subs would be really, really, really appreciated. If you don't want to like, just sub. If you don't want to sub, just like. If you don't want to do either, that's fine as well. Listen, guys, I hope everyone's having a great Monday. Certainly a lot better than the Sunday we had anyway. Obviously, at White Hart Lane yesterday, I still call it White Hart Lane. I always will call it White Hart Lane. We lost at home to Leicester City. And if anyone was in any doubt before that we were in a relegation battle, listen, we shouldn't be now. I was sat behind a fan who said something really interesting yesterday. He actually said to, I can only gather his friends behind him, I think they're all season ticket holders. You can tell a season ticket holder, can't you? Because they all like shake hands before the game and ask how the family are and stuff. Whereas me, just go in 3 or 4 times a year, I just go in, sit, hi, hi. Um, but yeah, listen, it was a great experience. Everyone around me were lovely. But guy behind me said during the game, I think it's after Leicester had scored their second, that there are two teams on the pitch in a relegation battle, but only one team realise that they're in a relegation battle, and that's the one that are winning. Spurs, and this was his words, and I'm going to use them. Spurs are sleepwalking into trouble. And I couldn't agree more. They are sleepwalking into trouble. I don't think we've realised as a club. I think some of the fans are like, oh, we're in a relegation battle. But most of us are still like, yeah, we're fine. The teams below us are worse than us anyway. So, there's 3 or 4 teams below us that are worse. Well, newsflash, the 4 teams below us, we've only beat one of them. We've only beat one of them, and that was Southampton. We've lost to Ipswich. We've lost to Leicester. In fact, we played Leicester twice and we couldn't beat them both times. And we drew with Wolves. So we are having an absolute shocker of a Premier League season. There's no doubt about it. And listen, my first time, as I said, at the ground yesterday, this season actually. And I was interested to see what the atmosphere was going to be like. Obviously, start the game, of course, listen, I can only go by the fans around me. From what I heard, the fans definitely behind Ange, were definitely behind the team. Lots of singing, lots of chanting. I'd like to think I was joining in, giving it large. And there was a swell of an Ange, not an Ange out, sorry, a Levy out chant before Spurs scored. Got quite loud actually, and I was like, this is nice. The fans are starting to turn on Levy. This is what we want to hopefully get Levy out of the club. And it got quite loud. And then Spurs scored, really good goal by Richarlison. And the Levy out chant stopped. And obviously went in at half time, 1-0 up. And all being good. I've got to talk about the team quickly. Hearing that apparently Sarr wasn't fit. Why did he play then? Why did he play? Apparently Richarlison and 35% fit. Why did he play? We got Lancashire on the bench. Stick Lancashire in the team. That is what he's there for. He's a professional footballer. Yes, he's young, but and you haven't got a problem with playing Gray like 100 games in a row and not giving him a rest. You haven't got a problem with playing Bergval. Lancashire may not be quite at that level yet, but if it's all we've got, then use him. We could have always played Sonny up front and played Mikey Moore on the left from the start. We could have played Reguilon at left back, seeing as he's not in the Europa League squad. Play him in the Premier League. Play him in the Premier League so we can give the likes of Gray, the likes of Porro a rest. I just don't get it. I think he's running the players into the ground. Listen, I'll get on to Ange in a minute. But the one thing I will say, second half, when the goal went in and when Leicester scored their first goal and second goal, it got quite toxic in the ground. Lots of Levy out chance. The only positive, like I say, from the game for me is the fact that it's felt like, and like I say, this is the first time I've been to the ground this season, but it felt like for me there was a big swell towards Levy, um, and turning against him. I haven't felt it like that before from watching it on TV, from obviously watching lots of YouTube channels. I haven't felt like there's been this massive swell of get Levy out. It felt like yesterday maybe this was the start of something, but we can only hope. We can only hope. And I actually took a video of the end of the game and the chanting around me and the boos around me. And just for the record, I think the boos were 99% aimed at Levy. Obviously, there are probably some boos aimed at Ange as well, rightly so. None of these boos were to the players on the pitch. I have no doubt the players on the pitch are giving absolutely everything. They look dead on their feet. 15 minutes in, for me, the players look dead on their feet. Watching Richarlison after, I think it was about 17, 18 minutes, Spurs had gone on an attack. Then Leicester got the ball back. And Richarlison was on the halfway line with his hands on his knees. He looked spent. He should never have played. And now apparently he's injured again. So, since this club's a joke, it's an absolute mess. But this is a video that I took of the scenes um, in the last probably 10 seconds of the game. And, please let me know what you think, because I thought it was quite interesting.
We want leave out. 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 We want leave out.
Now, for me, I don't know how much you got of it there, but for me, that was it got pretty toxic at the end. And Levy is getting called out as he should, absolutely as he should. Levy now is taking the club as far as he can. I think we all know he's not going to sell currently, and this is all going to go down to the manager. And let's be fair, it should. The vast majority of what's going on the pitch is down to the manager. But I think Levy is getting away with it. And finally, the Tottenham fans are waking up and realizing that we are in a really bad situation currently. If we look at the league table, let's just take a look at it. I could only get from 6th down. That's how bad we are, that I couldn't get the top 5 in the picture. We are in 15th place. Look at that, though. 23 games and we've won 7. We've lost 13 of 23 games. Only 3 teams have more defeats than us. Listen, guys, it's really bad. We're in a really bad way. I think we all know it. Even the most positive fan would say that we are not in a good place at the moment. Can we get out of it currently? For me, not with Ange Postecoglou in charge. Listen, as most fans know, whoever's in charge is going to be difficult because of the chairman and what he does, the way he acts, the whole thing from top to bottom is a mess. I don't like the fact we have about 17 people below Levy that decide on transfers. It would just be nice to either have the manager decide who he wants or a director of football. Just one. We don't need a team of 7 or 8, just have one. And I think it would work a lot better. And Lange, for me, is not the man. That's a different video altogether. But getting back to Spurs, listen, it's such a disappointing performance. Let me know in the comments what you think, guys. I'm finding it difficult at the moment to find anything positive to talk about as far as Tottenham goes. It's really hard. And if we look at the fixtures coming up as well, the weekend fixtures, obviously I'd go through them all, but most of the teams are so far ahead of us. But we look at the relegation games, which is what's important to us now. Everton Leicester, that's a massive game because Everton could effectively, let's get rid of that a second. Everton, of course, a point below us, the other game in hand. If Everton win, they go above us. If Leicester win, they come to within 4 points of us. course, if we don't win. But it's just a real concern. I look at that table and I am concerned. I really am. It's not good. So yeah, so Everton, Leicester, that's a massive 6-pointer. You got Ipswich, Southampton. You'd fancy Ipswich at home, wouldn't you? And then suddenly Ipswich have gained points. Wolves at home to Villa. You know, is a Midlands derby. You never know. You know, Wolves could beat Villa because Villa are a very up and down side. And then we've got to go to Brentford, and I just don't fancy us at Brentford at all. I really don't. I cannot see where our next win's coming from. So for me, yeah, the next couple of games are massive. I said that, you know, I actually said the Leicester game, you know, we get 3 points there. We're almost guaranteed safety. I can't see anyone catching us in because the swing's too much. Suddenly that swing's changed slightly with the Leicester win. And if we can't win at the weekend and God forbid Wolves win, Leicester win, then we really could be. I will say it now officially. If we don't beat Brentford on Sunday and Wolves beat Villa at home and Leicester manage to get some at Everton, which of course we'd all think, well, they're not going to do that. But who would have thought Leicester would have beat Spurs? We are officially in a relegation battle. I'm amazed that Ange hasn't gone yet. But let me know what you think in the comments. It is now what? 12:15 on Monday afternoon. Ange is still in the job as far as we know. He's not going anywhere. It's come out this morning that the club is still backing Ange. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. But let me know what you think in the comments. Is Ange staying? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Are we just sleepwalking into trouble? Listen, guys, I'll leave it there because what more is there to say? We are awful at the moment. But listen, have a great Monday. Have a great Monday afternoon and Monday evening. I will see you on the next video on Beyond the Lane tomorrow, which should be a feisty one, to be fair. It should be a feisty one. We've got some great guests on. A few really staunch Anginas and a few massive Ange outers. So it's going to be an interesting show. Tune in for that. I will see you tomorrow evening at 7:30 on Beyond the Lane. And as always, stay positive, stay poised, and of course, no matter what, stay Spurs.
Pure coys, singing from the stands. Pure coys, everybody raise your hands. Pure coys, pure coys, pure coys.